In April 2020, a 42-year-old woman of Lusaka's Garden House compound died in the house of a priest in Kaunda Square, Stage 2. This was after the two had a cup of tea on a Holy Thursday night. The Catholic priest, Mulenga, was implicated in the death of the woman. But the coroner's court has retained a closed verdict after an inquest hearing indicating that the woman's death was natural. The court says the deceased had a cardiac arrest. With this verdict, Father Mulenga is now a free man but continues to be on suspension. During the inquest hearing, a state forensic pathologist, Adams Mulenga, in his witness statement revealed that the deceased Monica Mulenga, who was a Catholic Women's League member, suffered a cardiac death. It was the opinion of the pathologist that there were no injuries found on the deceased body that might have contributed to her death. Dr. Mulenga said on April 10, 2020, he received an order of postmortem to conduct a medical examination on the deceased. He said his internal examination of all the organs found that the deceased had a big uterus that was deformed by fibroids. Dr. Mulenga had told the court that because he did not see anything abnormal on the organs he examined, samples from the heart, brain, liver and kidneys were examined and revealed that the deceased suffered from high blood pressure based on the evidence of the kidneys. Further, Dr. Mulenga informed the coroner's court that the examined blood samples under the food and the laboratory also revealed that there were no toxic substances in the deceased blood. Meanwhile, Father Mulenga had disclosed that on April 8, 2020, about 11:30 hours, he made a call to the now deceased and the two arranged to have dinner at his home. At around 19:50 hours, the priest told the court that he picked the deceased, and when they reached home, the deceased made a cup of tea for herself. It was the priest's testimony that after drinking the tea, the two started chatting, and it was during the conversation that the deceased jokingly said she was feeling hot, losing breath, asked for doors and windows of the room to be opened, asked for water from the fridge, and also that she be taken to a clinic. It was after all this that the priest took the deceased to Levimonawasa Hospital, where she was pronounced dead because the doctor could not pump in any oxygen due to some fluids in her lungs. Daras Tonya, Diamond News.